and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Spies now admitted to the UNWTO General Assembly in Madrid. A group of official anonymous spies, including government, private industry and media officials, are ready to leak information to eTurboNews from the upcoming General Assembly in Madrid. UNWTO delegates attending the General Assembly should not expect to see the blue and white ETN logo and ETN reporters' business cards be handed out openly because officially this publication had been banned from reporting by Zurab Pololikashvili, the Secretary General of this UN specialized agency. What those allowed to attend the General Assembly in Madrid will see is the largest delegation of any country from the Republic of Georgia, ready to give support to Secretary General Zurab Pololikashvili in his election confirmation. In May 2017, this publication reported about the same Georgian delegation of embassy officials physically shielding candidate Zurab Pololikashvili in the hotel lobby and during the Secretary General voting process. Zurab was seen by an eTurboNews reporter unknown to him and standing in the midst of the group of Georgian embassy officials. Zurab was talking to someone in the room where Executive Council members were meeting to vote for the next Secretary General. Zurab was using his mobile phone connected by Skype to give instructions to someone in this room. A partial list of the Georgia delegation expected to attend this week. Ms. Anna Gochishvili, Head of Department Tourism Administration Georgia. Yes, Mr. Bako Rusishvili, Chief of Protocol Ministry of Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Ms. Helen Mdavani, Primera Consejera Embajada de Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Ilya Giorgadze, Ambassador Embassy of Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Irakli Gigauri, Counselor Embassy of Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Larry Muradashvili, Cameraman Ministry of Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Luka Mamalizadeh, Cameraman Georgian Tourism Administration. Georgia. Ms. Maryam Kavrivishvili, Deputy Minister Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Georgia. Ms. Maya Omiadze, Head of Strategic Communications Department, Ministry of Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Georgia. Ms. Medea Janiashvili, Acting Head Georgian National Tourism Administration. Georgia. Ms. Natia Turnava, Minister of Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Government of Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Nicolas Sabalua, Photographer, Ministry of Economy and Sustainable Development of Georgia. Georgia. Ms. Nino Termanidze, Assistant Embajada de Georgia. Georgia. Ms. Nino Kiltava, Assistante Embajada de Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Timoraz Basilaya, Counselor Embassy of Georgia. Georgia. Mr. Zurab Makedlishvili, Senior Advisor of the Embassy of Georgia. Embassy of Georgia. Georgia. Without a doubt, and just a Google search away, eTurboNews remains the leading news outlet in the world covering UNWTO issues, as it had been for 20 years. eTurboNews played an active role in the UNWTO system but was never known to perform lip service. UNWTO is hosted by Spain, and European Union country. EU nationals, which includes German eTurboNews reporters, do not need a special journalist visa to report from Spain. Freedom of the press is the right of newspapers, magazines, and other printed matter to publish news without any control from the government. The freedom of the press in Spain, a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy, is guaranteed in Section 20 of its constitution written in 1978, after the dictatorship of General Francisco Franco, which ended in 1975. Spain has been ranked by the World Press Freedom on 29th place in 2017. This may be the reason why eTurboNews currently enjoys more than 2 million readers every month. Ever since 2018, coverage about the Stalin-inspired UNWTO leadership has been critical, resulting in eTurboNews being banned from all UNWTO-supported press events. At the recent World Travel Market in London, WTM, the eTurboNews publisher was deliberately prevented from entering a public UNWTO, WTTC event. WTTC was not aware of this UNWTO decision. Marcelo Risi, head of communication for the World Tourism Organization, was a big fan of ETN under the former UNWTO leadership. eTurboNews reporters were hosted by UNWTO for every major event before Zurab took over. Marcelo was now threatened to lose his job if he would respond to eTurboNews. It's the reason he did not once answer media questions by this publication since January 1, 2018. The same has been true for Anita Mendiruta. She contributed articles for eTurboNews for many years, after she became a top advisor for the previous Secretary-General Dr. Talib Rifai. Since January 1, 2018, Anita is no longer allowed to engage with eTurboNews, when she took the post of a top advisor to the current Secretary-General Zurab Pololikashvili. Her job may also be on the line if she was to communicate with eTurboNews. After the General Assembly in Zambia, Zimbabwe in 2013, UNWTO, eTurboNews, IATA, ICAO, and CNN partnered under the brand CNN Task Group for many years. In a 2017 press release, CNN and eTurboNews agreed, CNN and ETN are proud to continue setting the standards for excellence with this new turnkey solution, building long-term strategic partnerships in the world of tourism and economic development. Dr. Talib Rifai said 8 years ago, the partnership between UNWTO and CNN International is a significant step towards highlighting the potential of travel and tourism. The industry continues to grow, employing millions of people, contributing to the socio-economic development of the world's poorest countries. Through this partnership, destinations are provided with the opportunity to maximize their benefits in a highly competitive market through the task group's destination marketing. UNWTO will continue to work together with CNN to further the growth of tourism development and position it as a key player in the global development agenda. Dr. Talib Rifai, Secretary-General, UNWTO. At the upcoming UNWTO General Assembly, Nia dos Santos and Geraldine Finnegan will attend on behalf of CNN and the task group to attract commercial clients for the global media organization. Daniela Wagner of Jacobs Media, owner of Travel Weekly, will be in Madrid to find business opportunities for the conference department of her media company. You will never find a critical paragraph, if anything, on UNWTO in Travel Weekly. Sometimes commercial interests become secondary, said Jürgen Steinmetz, publisher of eTurboNews. I served on the UNWTO task group against sexual exploitation of children for many years. Everyone in this group was stunned when it was eliminated the day the new Secretary-General took lead in 2018. When I see the changes in leadership, the manipulation, the fear for their jobs some UNWTO staff are experiencing every day, the recent ethic report, any media with a conscience should not put silence before possible revenue opportunities. Travel and tourism are too important as an industry sector, especially in a time of crisis. It appears eTurboNews remained consistent in its criticism of UNWTO together with a handful of other brave news outlets, including Hosteltor in Spain. The threat of telling the truth was the reason eTurboNews was banned from the General Assembly 2 years ago in St. Petersburg, Russia. In 2019 eTurboNews told UNWTO, it will not be silenced. eTurboNews was banned at all regional or executive council conferences, media, and trade show events since January 1, 2018. The truth can be inconvenient, but eTurboNews will continue to cover UNWTO in good and bad times, directly or indirectly. We hope better times will start soon again, Jürgen Steinmetz hopes. A team of underground eTurboNews spies will be active again in Madrid to keep up the coverage from Spain. Besides CNN and Travel Weekly, the following not-so-critical media is allowed to attend the General Assembly. Adam Alhassan, political reporter, Africa Parrot online newspaper, radio and TV, Anthony Forson, reporter, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Benjamin Boulay-Reims, coordinator, Video Agents, France Presse España, AFP, Blessing Oregbe Asamoah, correspondent, Independent Television and Radio Station, Chidaber Henry East, photographer, Daily Independent Newspapers, Christina Geiner, journalist, correspondent, Euronews, Ekaterina Vorobyeva, chief foreign correspondent, Russian news agency, TASS, Elena Shesternina, corresponsal en España, RIA Novosti, Mia Rosia Sogodnia, Eli Flauti, media advisor, Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, Emeka Emmanuel Ease, correspondent, Independent Television and Radio Station, Fausto Triana, corresponsal jefe, Agencia Latinoamericana de Noticias, Prensa Latina, Favor Eber Chiquemica, senior reporter, Daily Independent Newspapers, Fetis Alon, founder, Joie de Vivre and U Forster Uchenna Chikizi, photographer, Daily Champion Newspapers, Fred Ao Cameraman Federal Ministry of Information and Culture Gerard Lefebvre Senior Analyst and Editor CLEVERDIS, Saif Habir Razak Environmental Reporter Africa Parrot Online Newspaper, Radio and TV John Mamo Chairman, Crow Channels Media Group John Hyanator Assistant Editor Africa Parrot Online Newspaper, Radio and TV Joseph Chinagoram Kalu Correspondent Independent Television and Radio Station Kanena Ugochukwu Nawais Reporter Independent Television and Radio Station Kwasi Michel Bernardin Kouadio Responsible Logistic at Photo Voyages Afrique Manuela Ines Gressler External Collaborator Folha de Sao Paulo Zero Hora, Brazilian Newspapers Matthew Kofi ESSAH Senior Editor Africa Parrot Online Newspaper, Radio and TV Nikolai Mironenko Press Center Federal Agency for Tourism of the Russian Federation Nikemdika John Ozoagu Reporter Daily Independent Newspapers Noemi Grajira Journalist Agents France Press Okachukwu John Bosco Okoye Photographer Daily Independent Newspapers Oluwatobi Mamo Corporate Strategist Channels Television Onyedikachi Anthony Ezekiel Senior Reporter Daily Independent Newspapers Osawaru Lucky Ohenhen Camera Person Independent Television and Radio Station Pascal Chikwemeka Operocha Camera Person Independent Television and Radio Station Paul Ayindenabaafo Senior Camara Man Africa Perot Online Newspaper, RADION and TV Ramon de Isequilla Corresponsal and España Portal de America Rotimi IJIKANMI Reporter Federal Ministry of Information and Culture Sarah Akasua Baidu Assistant Camara Woman Africa Parrot Online Newspaper Radio and TV Solomon Chung Reporter Federal Ministry of Information and Culture Sopiko Baridze Journalist Ameti TV Stanislav Zalasov Press Center Federal Agency for Tourism of the Russian Federation Stanislav Solodkin Press Secretary Federal Agency for Tourism of the Russian Federation Stanley NWOSU Reporter Federal Ministry of Information and Culture Symphorian Tano Kouabile Content Director Voyages Afrique Valerie Jojishvili Cameraman Ameti TV.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.